would be like, well, you're moving without a job. I'm like, the visa. I have the visa. I'm good.
Yeah, what's on your mind there? What's on your mind?
I don't know.
When you're living in New York and you are planning to move to Spain, what is your expectations of moving to Spain?
I did think certain things, like things with bureaucracy, weren't going to be as bad as they were. Like I was told, and like you talk with people who live here already that are expats.
Terrible.
But the bureaucracy of it, it's like in order to live this, wonderful life, like full of purpose with other people who like take the time to talk, and sit on those tin chairs and whatever, comes along the bureaucracy of the paperwork and the government that you still need to deal with as a foreigner. And when you speak to Spaniards, they're like, oh, yeah, it's horrible. But I don't think they deal with it the same way we do. And I did expect it to be not so fantastic, but it was worse than I predicted. But you're like, you have to forge on ahead. You're like, I'm here. I need to push through it. And having a support group of other expats that can help you be like, dude, that sucks. I know. I couldn't get that appointment on the website either. And you're like, why don't they just change the freaking website? I could just do this so much better.
Right.
But there's a reason. It's Spain. Spain does it their way.
I made many friends, or close friends, in that process because you're just in the shit show together, right? And you're just, you can either cry about it or laugh about it.
Right.
And if you have the energy, if you have the awareness to choose to laugh, then it becomes a bit easier.
And your Spanish is pretty good, and my Spanish is very good. And yet still, I would talk to people who spoke Spanish very well or not well at all, and I was like, can I help you in any way? But I couldn't even help myself. So that part was unexpected to be as difficult as it was.
Yeah.
But you learn it's like a love-hate with the bureaucracy.
Absolutely. When you came to Madrid, did you already have a job?
No. That's the funny part. I had the student visa, which said that I could work as much as I wanted to. But I was like, I had started interviewing back in the U.S. in like May, April, and everyone's like, it's going to be too late to interview at international schools. And I was like, hey, I'm going to try. I remember at work locking myself in like this little room and putting my headphones on and redoing my makeup and putting on an even more professional shirt, like trying to do the interviews. But, because I wasn't living in Spain or this type of, just so many reasons, they didn't want to hire me. It wasn't for my credentials. It was the visa, the this, the that, whatever. So I came here with no job, but I came here having saved some money, knowing that I was going to need some sort of a financial cushion in order to not have a heart attack.
Yeah.
I arrived here September 6th, 7th. I started I have a student visa. I started these classes for advanced English teaching and some Spanish classes. And it was intense in the beginning, but then they kind of like leave you to your own devices. And they're like...
Just to be clear here.
Yes.
When you're in New York and you are making your path to Madrid.
Yes.
You're searching for jobs?
I was trying.
You're applying?
Oh, yeah.
And
I was trying.
You get rejections like everybody does? And then
you have to get up again.
And then you choose to move.
And then I still chose to move.
And then you set a date, now I'm going to move.
Yes.
I love
because
that.
I was like, I believe in myself.
Yeah, what's on your mind there? What's on your mind?
I don't know. People would be like, well, you're moving without a job. I'm like, the visa. I have the visa. I'm good. I'll find a job. The thing is that so many people come here and they're American or Canadian or whatever, and they teach English to start out. And I knew I could always fall back on that or teach Spanish, which I taught in the U.S., online if need be. But I interviewed with some incredible, very elite, like private schools that were like, you got most of it, but you need to be in Spain.
Yes.
So the financial cushion and just getting up again and just feeling, I hadn't 18 years in the same district. I hadn't experienced writing a resume in 18 years.
18 years.
Or LinkedIn in 18 years. I hadn't like applied for a job. Like, how do you write the email for that? How do you interview in Spanish?
Question: if there's somebody sitting and watching this, and this person has been in his or her job for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, more than that maybe, and they are about to start applying again after many, many years of being away from that process, what would your advice be to that person?
Oof, that's a great question. You know you're going to start somewhat from the ground up, but you have your education. As long as you have your education and you're well-spoken and you practice interview skills and practice your Spanish a little. ChatGPT became my best friend.
Oh, I wish ChatGPT was invented when I moved to Spain.
Oh, God, right?
Wow.
It was really, it was helpful. Yeah. But I also found Mi CV Ideal, which was like a Spanish, I just Googled it. It was, I still kind of use it. It's a website that's all in Spanish for making CVs. So it has the verbiage that you need. Mi CV Ideal. I think like .es or .com or something like that. And even though you had to pay like a fee every month, which is just stupid, it gave you word banks for what you wanted. So if you do not speak Spanish, it was able to help you with that.
Yeah.
And I talked to people who were European in the field. I talked to people in New York who were, and I literally just put my feelers out to anything and anyone I could touch upon. And
Question.
Yeah.
How many rejections did you get? If you should guess, I assume you didn't count them.
No. I didn't want to. And rejections not due to not being qualified. I just want to make that clear. Or maybe I wasn't qualified. Probably 10.
10.
Probably 10.
Yeah.
Maybe 15.
Right.
Because if you don't get a response, it's still a rejection, right?
Right.
Yeah, so maybe 15, maybe 20. I mean, the numbers could be like exorbitant at this point. But I knew that I had English, speaking English behind me. And that when there's a will, there's a way.
Right.
Another piece of advice, I don't like Facebook, but join Facebook groups and join them and get to know the people on them. Like I started following Tom Charlie, peace out, call out, I don't know what you call it, and asking my like expat type questions and asking for them for advice. Hey, do you have a lawyer that's American? Just in case. Yeah. Or hey, what did you do about this? Or what did you do? Join those Facebook groups a year or two beforehand. Start reading the comments. You're going to read the comments. It's going to help you tremendously. Then you're going to say, hey, when I get to Spain, could I take you out for a coffee? That's the best advice I can give. Somebody gives you advice from abroad that you don't know. You're living in Louisiana or wherever, Denmark, and they give you advice and they help you out. Say, hey, I'd love to take you out for a coffee when I get to Madrid to thank you for your help.
Right.
And then you have an in-person connection with somebody automatically when you come here.
Oh, that's a good point.
And then at the end, you're also like, hey, if you know what? I really appreciate your help. If you can connect me to anybody else that could help me, I would love it because I'd really like to stay here.
Right. I love that.
Did you do that? Did you join like Facebook groups? I hate Facebook, but it's so useful.
Did I join Facebook groups? I'm like the kind of person who is trying to research everything before I do them usually.
Yeah.
So I think I did join Facebook groups, and I might also have been looking at this is also the reason why I'm making this. I looked at YouTube videos for like moving to Spain, moving to Barcelona.
I didn't look at YouTube. I looked at TikTok.
And I think I did what I could to prepare my mindset and understand what it takes.
I see.
And especially the paperwork was
daunting.
And I think even at one thing is being European, and then another thing is being American. So I would be humble in this conversation and not cry you a river.
So, some people who are European and American are like, it's not. I mean, like you after 2 years, you can be here like without a visa. Is that correct or no?
I have no clue. I have a knee.
You have
that's
a knee.
Yeah.
You have a knee.
Yeah.
But I do too, which makes no sense.
And I think that's for life.
That whole process and the nus. And
but I think what you said before, Daniel, is interesting about that, like, there's many occasions to connect with people, and I would like to hear more about how do you when you come here, how do you connect with people, how do you make friends, do you have friends, do you have one?
Yes, success.
Yeah.
Success.
Could I ask you for a small favor that would mean a lot to me? If you found this conversation interesting, then please give the video a like so I know what content to make more of, so I know what topics to dive deeper into next. That will be a massive help. Find the full episode somewhere here below, and thank you for your support.